Come on, ladies, let's head up for milking. One thing I didn't expect to see, moving the line here, the cows were grazing in this cell, and now I'm about to move them here. But in the area that I mowed the other day and baled, I left it fairly high. And the cows have come along and grazed it quite cleanly on a graze line right here. I was not expecting them to do that. I figured they were rejecting what was behind them. It was too tall, too stemmy. It was going to be too stemmy. And I was just going to have them lightly graze over here and clean up the grass on the ground. But what I'm seeing is that they are legitimately grazing it like it was normal, that normal height, which is fantastic. That's a day less they have to be somewhere else. So I'm going to graze them across it, let it clean them up a bit more, and then it's set it back. Now I really want to go back and top the stuff the heifers haven't finished cleaning up. They're going to come through here too in a day or so. It's already started to regrow at the front of the field, so I can't really get in there and top. If I get a chance and manure spreader comes, which it's been delayed. We got the rake obviously by now, but the new manure spreader is still on its way here. So I was hoping to have it so I could immediately start spreading as soon as I've cut these fields first cut. But we're just gonna have to wait. Hopefully it gets here by the time before I'm done first cut and had too much of a chance to regrow. Yeah, because what I'll do is if the spreader shows up, I'll give this entire field a dusting of composted manure, aged stuff, and then I'm trying to do two things at once. First thing in the morning, ain't clear thinking. So I'll give everything here a light dusting of compost, let it regrow, and then I'll have to come back and top it later. We'll get less productivity on the second regrowth, but it's already moving ahead. I got to see what happens when we get grazing in the forest. There is a ton of forage down there. It's thick, it's lush, it's as stemmy as the stuff here, so who knows how well the cows are going to eat it. But it's there. There's a lot of clover down there. So as long as they're eating, they'll eat that. As long as they're eating some part of the grasses to get enough fiber in so the pure clover doesn't cause them bloat, we'll have to be watching for it down there as well. So yeah, it's be interesting to see how they graze that down there. The grass just came on so fast, so strong this year. Caught me by surprise. The other thing to consider is I have been leaving the cows longer, which is also making the grass growth situation worse in the forest because it's getting ahead that much more. But we're not pressed for milk right now. We are producing more milk than we ever have, and basically just on 7 cows. So we've got 8 in milk, 3 are dry. Bramble's milk all goes to the calves at the moment still. So 7 cows are producing more milk than we did last year with 10 cows. It's the quality of the grass, it's the nutrients in the grass, the improved health. The cows came through winter in really good condition. And a lot of grass. So even if they're producing milk on the stemmy stuff, I've had to back off. I really backed way off on grain too. And they're still producing record amounts for each individual cow. So we've hit this perfect growth and lactation curve and stage of life curve with the cows. So that's helping us be a lot more efficient. So I'm not as worried as I was about running out of grass this summer, because we can we can supplement if we have to and still not worry about losing too much milk production. Because in August we still got Dory and Luna calving in, and then a month later Trixie. So I think we're going to be all right. Down here at Farnsworth, dropping the rake off, just mainly to get it out of my dooryard, because I've got to unload. The last thing I did last season was in this field. I baled one bale on all this, and I pulled up those apples, those applewood logs, and they're still on the trailer. All winter, never got to them. So I have to go back and free up that trailer so I can haul bales tomorrow. So I thought I'd bring the rake down here, and isn't this just like a frickin' commercial for Pottinger and here at the estate, and a beautiful house in the background, and a barn. Anyway, I'm gonna park it here. They're used to having lawn ornaments. So drop this off, get back, we'll unload that trailer, get it ready to bring down here tomorrow. This way, the rake's already here. I'll come here today with a mower. I'm gonna try and mow as much as I can. Hopefully I get it all done today. It's early enough, it's only 9 o'clock in the morning, and all things equal, I should be able to get the mowing done. Where's my water dripping here? And then tomorrow I'll bring the baler here, and then I'm basically set. I'll rake, drop off the rake, I'll immediately bale, bring the baler home, swap it for the trailer, start hauling bales. That's about what I can do. There's supposed to be a nice breeze today, and it's supposed to be in the low 70s. It's already warming up nicely. We had a long day of rain yesterday, but it was sort of light, steady rain, and I'm happy to see no wetness in the fields other than the dew. So hopefully there is no wet spots like last year in the field when I cut. Well, I cut this on the 21st last year of June. I cut those fields there on the 6th, and those are the ones I lost to the mud plug in the baler, because it was just so soaking wet back there. But the ground's a lot drier this year for as much rain as we've had, so that's good. So I'm looking forward to coming and cutting here today. And once it's cut and swathed, it'll dry out a bit more overnight. Tomorrow is going to be almost 80 with a breeze, so it should be nice. Can't wait to get started cutting silage. Well, I am back over at Farnsworth. I brought the rake and the trailer here. Now, when I was at the farm, I had to unload the logs off the trailer. I forgot to film it. And I was just sweeping the trailer down. I'd rolled up all of my ratchet straps, put everything in a bucket, and I set the bucket in a well just in front of the jack of the trailer, and it sort of sat there, but I thought, you know, that wouldn't be good to drive with it there. I should take it away and put it in the tractor. Well, I got interrupted by a customer. Told him about I had to go digging for a bunch of baby back ribs in the freezer and, you know, filling his pork order. And when I got back to it, I totally forgot about that bucket of straps. Drove away and came over here and dropped the trailer off and realized the bucket of straps was gone. And it's nowhere. It's just, it's a mile, not even a mile between here and the farm, and that bucket is gone. Somebody stopped and picked up all of my ratchet straps. So now I got nothing to strap down the bales tomorrow with, unless I hurry my ass up today and get everything mowed that I'm gonna cut, and then go buy ratchet straps and a damn toolbox for that trailer, because I'm sick of not having what I need on that trailer. And that 5-gallon bucket has been nothing but a problem. It's been sitting here behind the seat of the tractor, and I can't move the seat of the tractor because that bucket's wedged in behind me. Well, it's not there now, and I've lost it. And 5 not new, but decent ratchet straps are gone. And whatever else was in the bottom of that bucket, I don't know. I hope there wasn't a manual in the bottom of that bucket or something. You know, I had just coiled up all of the ratchet straps and put them in there in a nice orderly fashion, got set for tomorrow. So now I'm pissed. But now I am back here and it is time to get mowing. So we're gonna put the mower down and get cutting. Can't deal with the ratchet straps until later. All right, well, let's see if we can get this going. Gonna be mowing an economy PTO. Sounds good anyway. See what happens. Let's see, auto PTO and four-wheel drive. Just nice and steady here. Kind of want to give a little bit of a tip up so that we cut the grass long. Or yeah, leave a long amount of grass. Alright, that's looking pretty good. You have to be a little careful around these trees. Just going to go slow and steady to start with because there's sometimes some limbs along this tree line. Looks like I'm leaving a good, and I'm about to run over a limb. Looks like I've got it tipped up just enough to leave some nice grass for regrowth. Just remember this section of the field sometimes has, what's it got? Yard lights in it, garden lights. Thank God I haven't seen any. I hate mowing over them. All right, I'm going to set to and get this done. All right, well, that's a wrap. I'm just folding up the mower and oh wow, I just went to close this valve and a handle busted off. How the hell did that happen? Must have hit this. I had it. Yeah, I mean, you turn it parallel here, and it must have contacted that. That's a shitty design. Oh, damn it. Well, I guess I gotta lock it against the pin. I don't know what to do about that handle. Shit, I'll have to look up and see if I can get one. That's obnoxious. This field was brutal. It was rough. A couple of the fields are pretty rough. There's Couple of big divots there. There's a trench there. There's a trench over there. But a lot of wheel ruts over there. This field is nice. It's got a good blend of stuff. The grass is heavier than it has been. Nice clover in there, and anyway, vetch and stuff. But it's rough as hell. This one is top of the list for improvement. And also, it's very wet. I mean, this field is big, but I can't mow any of that. I mean, you can see where I made mud turning. I had to stop. All that back corner is swamp. Doesn't have to be. It's just poorly drained. It just needs drainage. It needs the compaction fixed. And this would be productive again. There's a sizable pond there and a trench. It just needs the water directed to flow easier to the pond, and it would relieve the water pressure on this hillside. This trench there really threw me this year. I don't know what the deal is, and this mower is getting beat up. I'm gonna have to grind out these welds, and this is busted here. Knives look good though. Oh, I'm missing. Oh, wait, am I missing a knife? Looks like I'm missing a knife. Damn. Huh. That sucks. Anyway, mower did a great job cutting. I'm missing several knives. What the hell? Oh, that's infuriating. Wow. The mower did a really good job cutting with just a few knives. That one, two, three on the top rotor. There's only one left on this one. Oh man, why? I don't understand how the knives disappeared. So I'm short 4 knives. Damn it. That sucks. I only bought 24 of them. But I've done all of Farnsworth is mowed now, so that's good. Yeah, shit, that sucks. 4 knives down. And I don't like that because they could end up in a tire somewhere. All right, let's get out of here. So it's only 4 o'clock, which is great because A, I haven't had lunch, but also I'm gonna have to go get ratchet straps. I just Allison put the word out on the local Facebook message board, but I don't think anybody's going to show up at the farm with the straps. That was too cozy a score. Could be anybody who found them. Really pisses me off that I got distracted and left those damn things where they could disappear. Annoyingly, we still have moisture getting into the grain bin, so I just had to chuck away that much feed because it is solid mold. And the problem with the grain getting wet and mold forming is that it creates toxins which cause the cows to either abort or not getting calf. So we're watching that. We have to feed a binder to relieve the toxins. So I thought I'd solved the problem, but I don't know where the moisture is getting in. So I've had to empty out the grain bin, of course, to get. Got a couple of spots up in here I got to clean out. But now I got to order more grain because we're just about out. I have some in a tub in the parlor, but I got to get this cleaned out today so they can deliver it tomorrow. All right, I'm at Farnsworth and I am setting up the rake to rake here. I'm going to make some other adjustments. Where I was raking in our field isn't the same circumstances here. So I'm going to change the height of the dolly wheel and the forward pitch of the front to aft pitch of the rake. And I want to raise it up a little bit because I've got it set. Where do I have it set at? 3 inches. That's weird. Huh. Anyway, I'm going to have to make it so that the front tines aren't touching the ground when they're here. It just right there. I don't quite understand why. I've got it set to be 3 inches high, but I am rolled forward just a bit. And I tried to adjust that here, but I don't think I achieved anything. I don't know how to set that. So that's something I need to learn about. Anyway, I can make it good for today. The jockey wheel will go where it goes. I'm gonna pick this up just a touch after I put on the bars. All right, we're about to start raking Farnsworth. Slow and steady is the way. It's 11:30 now, 11:34 I think. We'll see how long it takes to rake all of Farnsworth. I've never done the entirety of Farnsworth. I usually do a couple fields at a time because normally I'm expecting breakdowns. And this year I just decided to roll the dice. So hopefully we got no breakdowns today and I can get it all baled. Might have to stop and make some adjustments on the rake a few times. I'm not sure how it's going to work and what's going to happen, but we'll give it a shot. Well, I'm doubling back on the windrow to try and see what that's like. I think I'm going to tighten up on the curtain distance. I think maybe that's some of my issue, that the grass is just passing beyond making a nice tidy windrow and it's sort of spilling out underneath it. I don't know if that's the solution. It's kind of working, but kind of not. I don't know. My whole idea was to try and catch 3 mower swaths. So we've got basically a swath here, and a swath here. So there's a swath on every 7 foot, basically, 7 foot center. So 3 swaths is 14 feet. This rake handles 15 feet just. It is missing, if I'm not careful, missing little bits. And that's, a mouthful for a cow. I've got it set right, I think, though. It is doing a nice clean job sweeping the ground and not digging in and not making a mess, and it's collecting 90% of the grass. So that's good. It is tilted forward a little bit too much. But that's okay. I need to figure that setting out, and I need to figure out this width setting, because my idea would be that they would rake 2 swaths onto the 3rd swath. That may have been optimistic, but I think I'll tighten up on the curtain and see where that gets me. All right, I've moved the curtain in about half the distance. We'll see if that doesn't help at all. This grass on this field isn't particularly thick, so it's a little bit of a question as to whether it's performing as it should because the grass is so thin. So I just have to wait and see when I'm in a thicker area of the field. Well, this is a revolting development. Nothing too horrible, but I was raking along and I looked back and the skirt is way over there in the field. How the hell did that come out? And more importantly, the little bung that's in there comes out and I gotta take that off. I gotta take that off to replace it. So that's not cool. I was noticing, part of the reason, I don't know how I missed that skirt falling out, but what I'm noticing is the grass is hitting the skirt at the back third, not even the halfway point, but really just the back third. And I think it really should be hitting it at the front so that it's laying it out like nice. I know this is a light crop, but these windrows are really spread out. I mean, they're not tall or thick or anything. So I'm going to wait before I make any windrow adjustments other than the skirt placement until I'm out in thicker crop. I knew this was going to be light. Grass just wasn't tall in this part of the field. Some areas are thick. And the problem is I got to walk. That thing's heavy. I got to haul it all the way back. But yeah, I mean, this is really too spread out. It's like it's tedded more than raked. And then, I mean, this is a decent windrow. You can see it standing up there. There was a limb here somewhere. I think it really wanted in the windrow. Except now I don't know where it is. This here, I would call a decent windrow. Some of these other ones are a little splayed out. And I'm also, now this is down to me, I'm missing strips. Part of the problem is I'm trying to rake out of the mower swath, and the placements are just that little bit far apart, plus the undulating ground. So, all right, this is here. Let me hike this back and get it remounted. See if I can improve my raking skill. And this is also, again, talk about a frustrating field to start trying to use a new implement in. The shape of this field means I have now left a weird patch of unraked grass here because I was following the mower swaths. Now, it's almost better when you have a field that's tedded out and the grass is just laid out flat everywhere across it, and then you just drive back and forth and clean up areas. This isn't that case. So a lot of learning, steep learning curve here, a lot of things to pay attention to and learn, and obviously I didn't get this clamped in tight enough. So back we go. Well, I just lowered the curtain to the last final hole because on that little field I just did, it was shooting it grass right out under the curtain. I only dropped it by an inch. I don't think it's going to make a difference, and annoyingly I over torqued a bolt and sheared it. So I've had to use a hitch pin to hold the curtain on that one hole. Fortunately, I didn't over torque the other bolt because, yeah, that's annoying because I don't have a spare bolt. I'm gonna give this a shot. There's got to be an adjustment that's made that I just don't know about or I'm not making. There is a cryptic thing where you can take some plugs out and turn the rotor here or there if you're overshooting the windrow, it says, which I think is what I'm doing, but I don't know if it's worth going to all that hassle to try and adjust it. I don't know what it does, and I don't know if I want to take the time to do it right now. I still have 3 fields to rake. It's getting on to 2 o'clock, and I got to start baling at some point. It's not going to take a ton of time to bale, but the most of the time with the bales is hauling them back to the farm. And we can wrap them after dark. I'm not worried about that. I can bale after dark. It's just, and I got to have lunch. Yeah, the learning curve on this is, you know, obviously this is the first couple hours I've used the rake. So getting it dialed in is going to take me some time, I think. More time than I was expecting. Anyway, It's doing a better job than the hay bob. That's all I can say. At this point, it's sweeping a lot of grass in a good fashion. So the windrows aren't beautiful. I don't know what to do about that. And it also could just be the crop of grass. It's really light. And I don't want to go any lower to the ground with the rake. I've got it set, you know, about an inch up off the ground. And it seems to be cleaning up nicely without dragging a lot of soil in, which is the whole point of this rake. Just gotta see. I don't know if there's anything other to do. Well, that's it. The final bale, small. It was light, and I had trouble. And the baler seems to have an awful lot of hay stuck in it. Probably enough to have made that a bigger bale. I don't quite understand what's going on with that, but the grass was very fine and short in places. There just wasn't much of a crop. And I mowed a lot, but I didn't rake everything I mowed, and I didn't bale everything I raked because the ground conditions were just brutal. They're too rough in places. And muddy. So, whole section right there on that hillside is just way too rough, and there's a bunch of hay just sitting there, and like here, there's stuff all over the ground that part of it was a learning curve for the rake. I don't think I've got it adjusted right. I don't think I was doing a very good job raking. I know I could improve. Part of that is the ground conditions here. These fields are brutal. This is the worst field. I was talking about it yesterday. The other field's pretty chewed up in place from last year when it was so wet. And the stuff is beautiful. And so, I mean, smells amazing. So I guess it's better to go for quality rather than quantity. All told, I think I only got 8 bales, which is pathetic. Last year, as bad as last year was, there was 18 bales here, and the year before, there were 25 bales of first cut. So, you know, some of that's down to lack of fertility. I mean, I know I put some nitrogen out this year, which is probably why I have as many bales as I do. I'm going to have to fertilize before the rain tomorrow. 8 bales is not enough for 10 acres. I cut 10 acres. I should have had 50 bales. You know, there should be 5 bales to the acre. It's just, this is untenable to have spent this amount of time for 8 bales. I don't know what else to do. I hope the rest of the fields yield better. I was gonna clean out the baler. I'm going to check the bearings to see if anything's too hot. But basically, I'm just going to leave that in the baler if I don't have to clear it out and bring it home and feed it to the calves, because that's a lot of nice grass up there. Yeah, there's hay everywhere. But there. Yeah, these fields massively need manure spread on them, which I hope I can do this year. One of the problems I was having is, you can see, I raised the tines up on the intake feed because of the problems last year with the mud and the sinking in and busting the whole intake feed. So I wasn't cleaning the ground as much as I could have. But I don't want to break that again. That was a lot of work. And it looks like I have an issue with a bent shield. I have to look at that. Yeah, this is heartbreaking that it wasn't, you know, yeah, I don't know. manure. It needs manure and growth. It was, now I may have compressed these a little more. I mean, these seem like dense bales. Like, they're not squodgy at all, and I'll know what they're like when I go to pick them up with the tractor. I guess I'll just bring the baler home. I'll check the bearings with my trusty. Although at this point I've been standing here talking to you for so long. I'll come back and get the baler later. My trusty heat gun. 114. 17. I don't think anything's gonna cook. 120. 8. Well, that's a wrap on today. I got 10 bales plus a little one. So basically a bale to the acre. Not great. Is what it is. Try and do better next time. So that's really the first set of fields. I got Labrie to do, and then I got a couple close by, and then I got Thomaston for first cut. See what other ones I can pick up to make up the loss of 15 bales. Because 25 out of the Farnsworth should have been what I was expecting, about a quarter of what I really, well, about a fifth of what I need. I think this year my goal would be to have 250 bales. 10th? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if I can do that. Not at the rate we're at right now. So hopefully, now granted, I did cut, I'm a year plus a couple days to the time when I plugged the baler with mud. It was on the 6th of June last year, and I lost 5 bales. Basically, I think I got 2 bales, brought them home and wrapped them. I lost 3 in the field. They were just garbage, and the tie didn't work, and there was all kinds of problems. Go back and watch the videos. But then after that, which was much later, on the 21st of June, I was able to cut more. Now granted, it was gone by, so this is much higher quality hay, silage, than I was cutting last year, so fingers crossed. Supposed to rain what's that noise? I see one cow way up there. I hope they're okay. I'm gonna have to go look where the heifers are at, damn it. Anyway, so better quality at least. Gotta go look for heifers.